Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mediaocean Current, our monthly webinar series. Thanks for joining. I'm Kirsten Maurer, Head of Brand Marketing and Design at Mediaocean. For anyone who's been following Flashtalking the past few years, you may be familiar with the annual unveiling of our roadmap, where we give clients, partners, and competitors alike a peek at all the innovations we'll be bringing to market. In just a moment, I'll introduce Mediaocean President John Nardone to share the latest news from Flashtalking. Then Anthony Yam, SVP of Product, will lead you through our unique framework for omnichannel automation designed to unlock the power of creative. And finally, our strategy leaders, Ricky Davis, Senior Director of DCO, and Megan Galtz, VP of Social, will dive into all the new products and features you can expect to see this year. So we've got a lot of ground to cover, but we encourage you to submit questions via the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. We'll do our best to follow up individually after the event. We'll also be emailing a recording of this webinar to all registrants for on-demand viewing. And with that, let me introduce our president, John Nardone.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Kirsten. So excited to be here again this year. This is an event I look forward to each year. We always have so much new news to share. And now we're a full year past the acquisition by Mediaocean, and some of the benefits of our coming together are really evident in what we have to share with you today. So we're going to be very focused on creative. And since we last spoke, we've made a ton of progress in integrating into the Mediaocean family. First and foremost, in integrating Flashtalking with the Scope by 4C product. So as you're going to see moving forward here, our creative products now from Flashtalking now extend into social in a very, very integrated way. We're excited about that. We also this year did two small acquisitions. One of a company called Imposium that provides us with a bunch of capability around real-time video rendering and dynamic video, and Drism AI, which you'll see evidence throughout a lot of our plans here. Obviously, AI is a hot topic these days. If any of you on this call have not spent time playing with the chatbots and so forth, you should do that, because it's a little bit of a glimpse into the future of where our industry is going from a creative standpoint, both from a copy standpoint and from a visual standpoint with tools like Stable Diffusion. We're really very focused on using AI to understand the impact of creative. And we're really excited about what we have to share with you in that regard this year. So you click forward. As we put the pieces with Mediaocean and Flashtalking and 4C together, we really have the opportunity to bring clients a much more expansive technology stack. And the way we like to think about it is that the core legacy Mediaocean products we refer to as ad infrastructure. These are the foundational tools that Mediaocean has traditionally provisioned to our agency partners that allow for TV planning and buying and the financial management of the agency's business in terms of being able to bill clients and pay vendors and publishers. And underneath it all is our brand new Omnichannel data warehouse, which brings all the data from our various systems into a common database structure available via Snowflake for our agency partners and ultimately for the end clients themselves. A lot of great work happening there. Not the focus of this presentation, perhaps for another day, but we're really excited about what that provides in terms of extensive integration into the ecosystem. If you think about Prisma, fundamentally, it is integrated with almost every single entity in the ad tech ecosystem that requires a bill to be paid. And so that's a tremendous foundation. And now we get to bring our ad tech products on top of that and integrate in. And so ad serving, social ad management, creative automation and personalization, and our audience layer with both our F-Track and Audience Hub products are now becoming more and more integrated into that ad infrastructure in order to bring a more seamless experience to our agency customers and to bring operational efficiency to our end clients when they work with our tools with or without their agency partners. So a lot of great progress. We're going to focus in today mostly on the ad tech and the creative piece of that. But I wanted you to have a sense of the progress we're making overall in bringing the pieces of Mediaocean together. So some quick highlights from 2022. And you know, I always preface these presentations by saying what we share with you today is what we are planning to deliver. There's not any vaporware here. It's all planned. But for those of you in the business, you also know that our business doesn't stay still. It's not static. And there's always twists and turns throughout the year. And when we do a roadmap in January or February, there can be things that come on down the line, both opportunities or things that we need to address from clients or ecosystem that require us to change that roadmap. But it's always fun to look back and, you know, take a moment to appreciate what we actually did deliver. So in 2022, we delivered cookieless ad serving for CTV, as well as a video display measurement combined dashboard to understand reach and frequency across CTV, digital video, and linear TV. We launched audio ad serving. We launched new natively integrated verification services into the ad server. So that came from our acquisition 2 years ago of Protected Media, where we now have fraud detection, viewability, brand safety, all integrated in seamlessly into the ad server and MRC certified. We launched dynamic creative capability in Ad Studio to create dynamic video, both in open web and social, and integrated that into Scope for the social ad buying platform. Dynamic creative version generation for social, an auto optimization and contextual personalization capability, creative and audience insight reporting, that converged TV reach and frequency reporting, and trafficking automation for IAS, Google Campaign Manager, and for Walmart Connect DSP. So 2022 was a busy year. We got most of the things delivered that were in our initial roadmap presentation. And that Walmart Connect wasn't even contemplated a year ago when we did it. It came up during the year and we were able to fit it in. So very, very proud of the innovation we brought in 22. So now let's talk about 23. I mentioned additional MRC certifications. If it's not out today, it will be out this week, a new press release announcing additional MRC certifications. So we are now the only independent ad serving solution that combines MRC accredited CTV impressions with desktop and mobile viewability and sophisticated invalid traffic detection across all the formats. Really excited, tremendous amount of work from our team and work with the MRC over the last year to get those certifications done. And we're pretty much the most certified platform you can find out there across all the important MRC certifications. So focusing in on 2023, we're going to spend our time today focused on the power of creative. As we brought these pieces together, one of the things that became very, very clear is that the initial steps that Flashtalking had taken to bring our creative capabilities to social was really just the beginning of opening a door to a much, much bigger opportunity. And by combining our efforts with the Scope team and really merging Scope and Flashtalking into one operating team, we really opened up a bunch of new opportunities to bring the power of creative automation, dynamic creative and versioning, and creative insight and intelligence, not just to the open web, but to social as well. So let's get into it. I think everybody would agree that creative is really important to driving results for clients. This particular graphic comes from Nielsen, who a few years ago did a meta study across all of the marketing mix work that Nielsen had done over some tremendous number of years, and basically said almost 50% of the variability in campaign performance at all the campaigns they analyzed could be directly attributed to the creative. And the creative was twice as important as any other factor in determining campaign performance. Probably not a surprise to anybody. Certainly, we would all agree that getting the right message in front of the consumer is what media is really all about. And yet, we spend a tremendous amount of our focus and attention on trying to optimize the media, and way less of that focus on optimizing the creative. But beyond Nielsen, our own data has said that the opportunity for creative optimization is gigantic. Flashtalking did a meta study 2 years ago where we looked across 25 clients and 40 campaigns where we were able to track the campaign to the actual performance metric online. And then we looked at the performance by creative unit. And what we found was that the top performing quartile of creatives in total for those 40 campaigns outperformed the bottom quartile of creatives by 8x. So that's not a 50% improvement or a 2x improvement, but 8x, which very simply leads you to the most powerful optimization that we can do for online advertising isn't tweaking our media placements, but getting rid of those 25% of bottom performing creatives and reallocating those impressions to creatives that perform better. And if you can reallocate them to your top performing creatives, you have an opportunity to have those impressions dramatically improve their performance and therefore the performance of your overall campaigns. And that's what we're zeroing in on here. We're going to introduce our new creative intelligence capability, AI solutions for ad content classification and assignment as metadata. And that creative intelligence is going to flow through a series of new capabilities that Anthony Yam is going to take you through. But here's what this comes down to. Your creative, a piece of communication for the consumer, is made up of a lot of elements. There's colors, there's headlines, there's visuals, there's backgrounds, there's foregrounds, there's logos. And when we're doing online creative, especially when we do dynamic creative, and we have hundreds or thousands of different versions, it can sometimes become very difficult to understand what's actually working and what's not working, especially when any given piece of creative might only be shown a few times or have a few conversions associated with it. And so you have statistical challenges to understand significance. But when you can understand that those ads are actually made up of individual elements and zero in on how those elements are impacting performance, you solve a lot of your statistical significance problems and illuminate a lot of things that are otherwise hard to see in the data. But you say, that's a ton of work to actually code every ad to go through and say, what is in this? What's the background color? What's the picture in the foreground? Where is the logo? That's really not tenable. And that's where the AI comes in. And we were really fortunate to have the opportunity. We worked with the Drizem team for several years and actually won an award a couple of years ago at ICOM for best use of AI, where we were the best in show for that. And we were able to bring Drizem into the family and inject that technology right in. So now you don't have to do any of that work. The AI essentially interprets the ad, creates the descriptive metadata for you, puts it in the appropriate hierarchies, and gives you an enormously powerful data set for creating and for understanding and managing your creative presence at scale. So how do you connect your brand story across a fragmented omnichannel ecosystem? Well, having that creative metadata that looks across all your formats and all your channels, it really begins to empower marketers with the most powerful and intelligent creative solutions, no matter where they run across all channels. And that's what we're driving toward here. So Before I turn it over to Anthony Yam, our SVP of Product, want to reiterate that we're committed to building trust with you, our customers, and with the ecosystem through transparency. That is, we're showing all of you, including our competitors, exactly what we're planning to deliver this year. And next year, when we're sitting here again, we'll do the same retrospective to go back and tell you what we actually accomplished. But it is our intent to deliver everything we show you in this presentation, to deliver it this year. So we're committed to that. I hope you all agree that over the last 3 years, we've established a tremendous track record of doing exactly that, of delivering most, if not all, of what we've committed to. With that, and with a great amount of excitement and pride, let me turn it over to Anthony to share exactly what we've got in store for you. Anthony?
Hey everyone, thanks, John. All right, yeah, this year, as John mentioned, we're going to be focusing our product innovation efforts on unlocking the power of creative. So let's go ahead and see how this will come to life. So yeah, starting first of all, our strategic focus for the year is going to be specifically rooted in creative automation and the workflow that you see here. So this illustration depicts how we're thinking about 4 major areas where we're investing and innovating to empower a workflow that is creative informed, scalable, integrated, and audience first. So we're also expanding our core value proposition to be omnichannel. So you'll have one central creative decisioning platform with infused intelligence to execute your creative strategy across all digital channels. So that includes CTV, social, and the open web, and across all formats, including video, display, and now audio too. So let's dive into the first step, which is creative or create. All right, so create is about providing the tools to enhance and integrate the creative build process. So we do offer our own solutions like Ad Studio for designing ads and our Creative Manager for managing versions. And we also believe in supporting the broader creative ecosystem. So via API integrations with design tools that you already know and trust. One example would be After Effects, and we're integrating with more and more partners throughout the year. So the focus is omnichannel. So think about building for your audiences first, and then easily taking your designs and translating them to any of the formats. Actually, just last week, we released Ad Studio's capability to design ads for YouTube, import them into an ad for CTV, go to Facebook or any other TikTok or any other platform automatically. And we've expanded support for video, social, and audio. And you can work with a common dynamic framework while supporting the specifics of each platform. So we'll handle the resizing and all those things. In fact, in Q2, we're going to roll out automated smart framing of assets. So this will help you, as you're importing to new designs, it's going to automatically look at the content of your assets. So people and images, vehicles and images, for example, and then automatically position and resize them to save you some effort and make it easier to work across channels. Let's go next to automate. All right, automate is all about scaling creative across channels. So it's about creating many different versions and also incorporating some really key data sets like your dynamic content and data feeds. Some examples are dynamic promotional offers, sports data-driven messaging, interest-based product recommendations. So what we're trying to do here is really scale the creative so that we can create that engagement and relevance that's going to drive higher performance for particular audiences. So as John mentioned before, the creative labeling, the automatic classification is going to be really critical to this. It's going to be able to provide us with some key data that will help people to understand, our teams to understand, and also to help our auto optimization. It will have, it'll have insight into that deep creative knowledge and be able to use that in real time. We'll move on to activate next. All right, third step is activate. This is about actually delivering. So of course, we support standard ad serving, but the most exciting proposition is actually dynamic personalization. That's going to drive the best results. So I'll just touch on a few new innovations that we're planning for the year. The first is the ability to deliver the relevant and personalized creative strategies across not video and display that we're well known for so far, but also for social. So all the steps that we've seen up through here, and so building for TikTok, Snap, Facebook, all of these are going to be platforms that are now dynamic creative enabled. And we're going to be able to scale up your creative and deliver them and target them automatically to the relevant audiences in your social platforms. A second is modern machine learning based auto optimization. So it's just a fully rebuilt engine, better data, better analytics, and it's going to be a lot more powerful and to drive better results. The last thing I want to mention is our identity framework, which we've been investing in, which offers advertisers a response to cookie deprecation by offering alternative identity solutions like F-Track, Household ID, partner identities with agencies and other partners in the ecosystem. So these will be used now not only for measuring campaigns, but also extended to creative personalization. So let's close out with Iterate. All right, Iterate is all about understanding the connection between creative and audiences and then acting on that knowledge. So in addition to our continued commitment to providing transparent, detailed logs of reporting, advertiser-owned reporting, we want to highlight two other objectives on the roadmap. The first is we are going to release an omnichannel reporting platform. So as we're bringing CTV and open web and social together, we want you to be able to see delivery and creative insights and audience insights across all those platforms. So we'll be delivering that this year. And then the second thing I want to highlight is a series of dashboards that we're going to bring. So I'm sure a lot of you like to dive through spreadsheets, but a lot of people like me like visual reports and find those easier to understand. So we're releasing enhancements to our creative insights dashboard that helps you understand which audiences respond to which creative content. We're going to deliver a dedicated video performance dashboard that will show you quickly, give you access to household level performance metrics, cross-format reach frequency, and overlap metrics as well. And then finally, an identity health dashboard that helps you understand the impacts of cookie deprecation on the strategies that you're running. And it can also highlight some of the benefits of using some alternate identities like F-Track and household IDs. Okay, let's just wrap up with some benefits, and then we'll be moving on. So finally, the omnichannel creative automation solutions really benefit advertisers in many ways. So the first being efficiencies and cost savings. And so in the create and automate steps, you can save a ton of time. Everyone knows video production can be very expensive, but with our tools, you can easily scale and create many different creative executions. In the automate section, bringing in feeds saves you from a bunch of manual efforts. With Activate, you can get to market faster, deliver automatically to highly scaled social campaigns, deliver to DSPs and publishers. And then finally, we can deliver better performance. These are real numbers from clients that we have working with us today. And that's really it. So that's how we're thinking about things. I'm going to hand it off now to Ricky Davis and Megan Gall on our strategy team to take you through the actual details of the roadmap.
Thanks, Anthony. All right, so for the remainder of the time today, Megan and I are going to walk you through the releases that we have planned for 2023. If you move to the next slide, you can see that our roadmap is actually broken out into 4 separate themes. First one is all about creative automation and personalization. Second one's about social. Then we dive into ad serving, and then we'll end with audience identity and measurement. These themes mirror our ad tech priorities for this year and will structure how we talk about all of our releases throughout the year. And now we'll focus on a lot of those that are occurring with special emphasis on the first half, but also acknowledging the excitement that is to come within the second half of 2023. So first, we are going to start with creative automation and personalization. There are several themes that live within this and several objectives that we'll talk through over the next couple of slides. The first one is all about delivering access to creative intelligence and ensuring that brands and campaigns are able to understand the relationship between the creative and the audience, and then also act on that. What we've already introduced this year is our Creative Insights dashboard, with Anthony had just mentioned recently, where you can visually identify what audiences are responding to what type of content. But over the next couple of quarters, we'll be releasing a couple new features as well. The first one is our advertiser creative taxonomy. And this is basically a customizable taxonomy that brands will then be able to apply to their creative metadata, offering them a more consistent naming convention, which gives them more scalable insights and analytics opportunities. Within that, we'll also be offering automated creative labeling. To John's point earlier in the conversation, applying the metadata will reap massive benefits for advertisers, but the amount and time that it will take to actually apply all of those manually can actually make that nearly impossible. So with this release in Q2, we're going to provide an AI-driven way to get all of those labels applied automatically for brands. And then the second half of this year, we're going to expand that creative intelligence reporting, offering additional dashboards, and also starting to include all of those creative labels and metadata within our social reporting, so that you can have a truly omni-channel look at how creative and audiences are performing and interacting within your campaigns. The next pillar that we have is around omni-channel creative solutions. These first two releases are actually currently available for beta testers, and that includes the design and development of both social and video formats within our in-platform design tool called Ad Studio. And it also includes a cross-channel design import function, where, for example, a brand can design and build a 300 by 250 display ad and then automatically import base design configurations into other ad sizes and formats like social and like video. Looking forward, we're going to build on that omni-channel creative solution with 3 key releases in the second half of this year. The first one will be the ability to create customized creative templates that will be available for an advertiser to act on within our creative management solution. It'll include the smart framing assets that Anthony had mentioned, where we'll be using AI to help automatically reposition and crop assets to work across a number of different concepts. And it'll be releasing an enhanced review and approval platform that will allow for more collaboration across the brand's team and all of their resources. The next objective is all around social creative flexibility. So what we have available today is the most recent introduction of the carousel ad format for Facebook. This is, of course, on top of all of the other publisher and format frameworks that already exist in Ad Studio. It's just building upon that. And it will be continued through Q2 and second half with new platform carousel frameworks, and then also introducing a native preview within the platform as well. Advanced dynamic video is a huge objective for us, just knowing and seeing how much brands are taking advantage of video and how consumers are responding to it. So in Q2 of this year, in our partnership with Imposium, we'll be able to introduce what we're calling just-in-time video personalization, which actually allows you to update and generate new video variations in almost real time. So you can start to have more real-time personalized messaging within the video space. We're also going to be releasing our integration with After Effects, which will just make a more seamless process of designing and building in a preferred tool, but then being able to import it into our creative manager and take advantage of the efficiencies and workflows that we offer from a versioning perspective. And then related to our in-platform Ad Studio tool, we'll be introducing our timeline scrubber and animation features, which will just give brands more control and flexibility when it comes to designing their video animation and creative files. From a Cookieless personalization, we have released an enhanced integration with Oracle via Grapeshot, which allows for contextual real-time decisioning for both display and video. And in the second half of this year, we'll plan to expand upon that, introducing opportunities for contextual personalization within CTV and OTT. We'll also be building upon this in Q2 with several upcoming beta opportunities that will include being able to personalize messages using a household ID, personalized messaging using an F-track ID, and that could include both A/B testing as well as retargeting. And then I believe our final objective for this particular theme is all around audience first personalization. And what we just recently released into beta is the dynamic decisioning for audio. Now this will allow you to actually make all of those real-time creative decisions that you can do in video and in display, but now within the audio space for a more efficient workflow and setup with all of your campaigns. And then last but not least is data-driven optimization. Hopefully you guys are all familiar or aware of the new auto optimization methodology that we released in 2022. And we're just driving additional and continual enhancements within that methodology to be able to deliver really intelligent automated optimizations to your campaign. This will include introducing things like media audience as an additional data decision point within the methodology. It will include operational workflows that will just make it a little bit more automated and a little bit more easy to activate. And will also include releasing of different reporting dashboards and deliverables so that you can actually track and understand how much impact the optimization methodology is having on your campaign, and actually have creative insights to know the type of content that you should be using more often within your marketing to drive continual performance. And then next, I'll pass it over to Megan to talk through social.
Thanks, Ricky. So we have some exciting updates on the social front. The solidified social technology that is Scope by 4C has not only merged with Flashtalking to provide the omnichannel solutions we are focused on, but will soon also be completely rolled into the Flashtalking experience. And that means one single sign-on dashboard and streamlined navigation to support a more efficient end-to-end workflow. As Anthony took us through, true omnichannel creative, automation, activation, and iteration, all from one touch point. Social activation within Scope, Audience Hub, and analytics via Global Report Center will all be folded seamlessly into the Flashtalking dashboard that you see here in this sneak peek, where advertisers and agencies can personalize creative, apply creative intelligence, and audiences activate and analyze across all of their digital media partners. So investments and innovations specifically for social activation this year are centered around the foundational future of Scope and the next generation of unifying and automating day-to-day workflows across all major publishers. This includes a consolidated design experience and interactive interface to navigate and act on everything on one page without ever leaving. This includes an action panel that we call Right Rail, where pacing and insights are shown across publishers and audiences. Automated actions and bulk edits can all be applied within the same workflow, and users will also experience speedy download and saved brand profiles. Clients can begin to beta test TikTok and Meta value add features today, with full publisher support rolling out as you see here over 2023. So let's get into a few of those next generation specifics that bring teams some much needed efficiencies in the day-to-day challenges of cross-publisher social activation. So Pacing Grid provides advanced unified view of performance and pacing, including custom KPIs across publishers, all integrated right into that Right Rail. Clients can pull in multiple KPIs against pacing side by side, and then easily act on optimizations needed in that very same view. Pacing Grid is available today for clients to beta test across publishers. And then as additional key features roll out, they will be available alongside the publisher specific releases. So where these tiles here indicate publisher dependent, that's exactly what that means. They will be available as we roll out TikTok GA, Meta, Snap, Pinterest, and so on. Being able to apply audiences right within that Right Rail is one of those exciting features. Media buyers can apply bulk audiences without ever leaving activation. This is available for TikTok today, and others will soon follow. Creative library access. This is integration within Flashtalking's Creative Manager, allowing users to seamlessly access creative libraries and individual creatives that they've built using Flashtalking's creative tools and pull them directly into the campaign build workflow within Scope. This also includes any creative labels or taxonomies applied for social creative that Ricky just took us through when highlighting our creative intelligence rollout. And then increased automated functionality is a primary focus within the Scope experience. The next few slides will take us through some of the features that achieve it. Automated actions, or the evolution and expansion of smart groups, includes a variety of features like schedule-based rules, automating bids, budgets based on a set date, time, or range. Metric-based rules will automate things like spend capping, pause, or boost ad sets based on performance metrics, and then multi-entity cross-publisher rules in the second half of the year, standardize metrics and truly enable rules to be set up once and applied cross-platform. You can apply rules to multiple campaigns and leverage both schedule-based and metric-based rules across publishers. And then Insights Right Rail not only delivers better visualization insights right within the right rail, but it also enables users to take action and execute necessary changes without leaving the page. Includes things like track changes and changelog comments as well to help unearth trends and optimize overall more effectively. And then bulk export import is the ability to edit in bulk and import spreadsheet-based changes back into the platform as an alternative to in-platform bulk edit. And then reach and frequency optimizer allows buyers to get multiple predictions with one click, compare, and upload immediately, as well as automatically rebook. Then we'll move on to creative scale and personalization. As Ricky took us through, we have many Ad Studio advancements, integrations, and ad type support releases coming up in the first half to really accelerate our creative personalization offerings when it comes to social, specifically for video. Clients can leverage scaled creative production across all publishers today. We've also rolled out creative automation and trafficking, which provides the ability to create dynamic composite ads, traffic, set live, pause, update live ads in market based on things like schedules and data-driven feeds. Currently, we support Meta and TikTok, and then we'll quickly be rolling out support for the rest of the publishers throughout the year, immediately starting with Snap and Pinterest. We also offer expert catalog management support, including multiple data sources and curated product sets, along with enhanced dynamic content updated as fast as every 5 minutes. This is currently available for all publishers that support catalog offerings. And then we have single sign-on. I touched on this in the beginning, that singular activation page within the Flashtalking dashboard to navigate from creative to activation to iteration, and where users can also tap into things like increased rules and permissioning to unify or mimic their current agency or brand access management structure. And then meaningful optimization and analytics is our final focus area for social enhancements this year. The current TikTok beta includes BYOD, which is bring your own data, the ability that many clients find immense value in today across other publishers by incorporating your source of truth data set directly into optimizations and reporting. Applying more meaningful optimization and deeper creative understanding is obviously a huge theme this year. And for social, we'll not only be rolling out the ability to apply automatic creative labels for organizational purposes, but we'll also be rolling out the reporting of that secondary layer of insights in the second half of the year, the analysis of the actual image or video elements to truly understand what is engaging specific audiences. I will turn it back to Ricky to take us through ad serving audience identity and measurement.
Thank you. So to build off of all of the advancements and features we have from a creative standpoint, in addition to the social management tools, We have several releases that we're talking about as it relates to our ad serving capabilities, audience, identity, and measurement. The first one that we'll walk through here is how we're going to be scaling and continually expanding our ad serving support. What we've been able to release in Q1 already includes the addition of audio as an ad servable format within our platform, and then also our trafficking integration with Walmart Connect, which will just allow you to activate personalized and dynamic messaging via our platform directly into the Walmart platform. Looking into Q2, we will be releasing an integration with Prisma that will allow brands to submit their invoices directly into Prisma to help save time for budget billing and reconciliation. And then in the second half of this year, we'll be releasing yet another trafficking integration, and this time focusing on Amazon's DSP. When it comes to measurement and optimization, the first piece that we have actually just released this month is our geo demo reporting expansion. And what this offers is a value add look at how creative performs differently based on provided audience data. For the US, the data that we're leveraging is the Claritas Prism segments, and then there will be additional audience sources for different global regions, and you can reach out to learn more about what those are. In Q2, we'll be releasing the Identity Health Dashboard, which will allow brands to better understand and quantify the impact of cookie deprecation, in addition to understanding the value that we are able to offer through our cookieless IDs like FTrack and Household ID. And then, as Anthony mentioned earlier in the conversation, we will also be releasing our Omnichannel reporting platform in Q2 that will allow you to see delivery and performance across your display, video, and social campaigns in one interface. We've also released an enhanced Ads Data Hub integration for any of our partners who are currently using and trafficking on YouTube, allowing for performance and delivery numbers to be imported directly into our reporting hub, just again, giving a singular touch point to understand all of your reporting metrics. In Q2, we'll be releasing our video performance dashboard that will allow you to understand household level performance metrics, reach frequency overlaps, and general comparativity between online video metrics, connected TV, and OTT. In Q2, we'll also be releasing a cross-screen conversion tracking to allow advertisers to better understand when exposures and actions may have occurred on different devices. And then building upon that with our offline conversion onboarding tool, which will allow advertisers to actually upload their offline conversions and convert that into measurement back to their digital display, social, and video activity. We'll also be making several enhancements with our audience management and identity resolutions. When it comes to social and scope in our current audience hub, we are going to be introducing a new integration with Epsilon in Q1, which will allow our teams to be able to activate third-party data segments via Epsilon directly in the Audience Hub platform. And then in Q2, we'll be rolling out an expanded partnership with Oracle Data Cloud within the same kind of Audience Hub structure. In the second half of this year, we plan to advance the usage of Audience Hub and connecting it directly with the Flashtalking creative platform to allow us to push those audiences that exist in Audience Hub directly into the Flashtalking decision trees to make for a more seamless activation of data-driven audience-first strategies. And then the last piece here is our release of what we are calling Audience IQ. This is a really exciting solution that we'll be releasing in the second half that will basically offer advertisers a single platform to not just curate, but manage, and also to send out their audience segments across all of their different formats, devices, and partners. This allows a more unified look and strategic activation of advertising, which will be particularly important as we continue to navigate the changes in the identity world, given the cookie deprecation and the ever-ending introduction of various ID solutions. And at this point, I'm going to pass it back to Kirsten.
Thanks, Ricky and Megan, and to all of our speakers today. And to our audience, I hope that our product roadmap has gotten your wheels spinning about omnichannel activation. We invite you to download a playbook or two where we cover all the best practices for social personalization and omnichannel video. You can scan the QR codes to access them or click the links that we'll be dropping in the chat. And before we close, I'd like to invite you to next month's webinar, where we'll be diving into AI and automation. We'll share how these technologies underpin so many of our products and features at Mediaocean, including the creative intelligence you kept hearing about today. Once again, thanks for joining and have a great day.